What's up everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, August 7th, 2019. I hope you're doing well. I did a Litecoin video last night. It was around a half hour long. I wanted to do a real quick recap for you because there's some things on the short-term charts I want you to look out for. I know a lot of you are wondering. So let's start on the charts on the daily. Last night I was talking about the similarities between a pattern that we had around the 2015 halving. That is this ascending triangle you see on the screen. Not going to talk too much about it. One of the things we spoke about was the similarities in the momentum. This RSI coming into the oversold area right at the beginning of that pattern in that last halving. And then similarities now, you can see it on the charts, ascending triangle coming into that oversold area on the daily chart right at the beginning of that pattern. A lot of similarities there. In 2015, Litecoin broke through the upper trend line of this triangle. Now, what I want to do in this video is kind of dig into the 4-hour charts, and I'm actually going to look at the 4-hour charts in 2015 as well, because on the very short term, if you're watching Litecoin right now, I think there's some things you could look out for. So this is really what I wanted to talk about. We talked about the consolidation and kind of the pullback that Litecoin had in the 2015 ascending triangle towards the apex, right? It was kind of the setup. There were two consolidations towards the apex of this triangle. It was the setup to break out on the 4-hour here, and you can see it from a momentum perspective if we look at the oscillators here. Here's the RSI touching into the oversold area twice, right? Or at least close to the oversold area. So if we go to the 4-hour now, and this is what I wanted to do this video for, and we look at the momentum oscillators, we're already at the bottom trend line, right? We've kind of put in a higher low right here. There's still room, down in the mid 80s to high 80s to put in a higher low, right? So we can get further consolidation, and this trend line can be adjusted a little bit. But if we look at the momentum oscillators, we're not quite down there on the RSI yet in terms of oversold. So this is what I want to say. Number one, potentially this line may be adjusted, right? If this pattern played out perfectly, which sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. But if it did, maybe we come down in that oversold area on that RSI, and Litecoin's kind of in the $87 area. We have a higher low, and then we get our break to the upside. Another thing that I want to just show you, which is definitely possible, and this is something to be very careful of, is a busted ascending triangle, right? So and what I mean by that is a busted pattern to the downside, right, through this bottom trend line. So we might get a false breakout, potentially, to the downside, and this is something to look out for, right? We break this previous higher low, and it's looking like very bad for Litecoin, right? Maybe going to be ready to hit our target, and then all of a sudden you might see Litecoin break back up to the lower trend line, break back through. This would be a busted pattern. That's what happens. You get a false breakout to an upper trend line or a lower trend line, and then actually reverts the other way, and it's actually even a more powerful move, right? So this is a potential pattern that could set up, and I want to throw caution, because maybe some people are out there, and if they see potentially this lower trend line jeopardized, they might just sell, right? And this isn't financial advice, but this is more just giving you data, something else to be prepared for, because a good example of this happening, and it happens a lot actually, is right here. We had a symmetrical triangle we were tracking back in June. We had a false breakout to the downside. Many people maybe started panicking, right? But what happened? We actually had our strongest move back through where we hit that 145 area and close to 150. So false breakouts, potentially a busted pattern in play as well. Just be on the lookout for that. A lot of volatility, I would say, all in all, leading into the apex of this ascending triangle, and some really cool things to watch out for. Let me know how you're making out there. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what happens. Potentially, a potential breakout, Litecoin into that upper trend line, $100, $105 area would be exciting to watch. Let's see what happens. If you're here right now and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I appreciate you coming by. Have a great day, and God bless.